very special welcome to Talk Sport on Global Television on this beautiful day. It is a wonderful day. This is Tuesday. The actions from the weekend down to Monday. Coming to Tuesday, something very fantastic. And we will be walking down the world of sports this beautiful morning to bring you to speed with everything happening from the world of sports. My name is Ramsey Enoch. And of course, I will have my guests join me as we talk sport. We talk sport here. You talk sport wherever you are. And that is why it is a very unique and special time. Let's begin with things happening from the Confederation of African Football as they have shut the door on Golden Eaglets for Morocco 2025. Someone may be wondering what's the problem, what's happening, why should they shut the door against the Eaglets? Well, the Eaglets have some issues that have made them not qualify. If you call it an issue, I will be asking questions if it's really an issue. That's going to be part of the discussion from today. Then moving away from there, we'll go to the world of transfer and see what is happening. Who is meeting up at the deadline? The transfer is so heated up right now. Some persons are angry that Arsenal didn't get the kind of players that they are expected to get. But then, is that really the problem? Is that where the problem is? But moving away from there, there are also other issues coming from Rashford's movement, and he has said he's so excited that he is moving from Manchester United because later on it becomes as if he is surplus to requirement, and everyone have actually advised him, his fans and his lovers and of course the sports lovers have actually advised him to move, and he's going to be moving. What about Cristiano Ronaldo? He has said, well, in case you don't know, Barcelona is looking for me. They want me in Barcelona. I'm talking about where Lionel Messi was, and Lionel Messi is someone that was more like a competitor of Cristiano Ronaldo, the two greatest of all time. Some persons will argue it to say, well, Cristiano Ronaldo is the greatest of all time. Other people will say, well, it is of course Lionel Messi. Then you begin to put 1, 2, 3 together. All right, what about Manchester United? Manchester United, a lot of people are saying so many things. Some persons said they are disappointed that Manchester United is not where they are supposed to be, even though their performance this season is not as awful as it used to be. But Manchester City is falling day by day. Then from the Nigeria Professional Football League, it is not so easy for Lobby Star as they keep moving from one home ground to the other. From Lafia Nasarawa State, they moved to Bauchi, and of course they lost their first game in their home ground, that is in Bauchi, where they played with Enyimba. Well, Enyimba, after returning from Africa, the African game, they actually are on top of their game right now. At least if we can make it of course in the Confederation Cup, then let's do something back home in the NPFL, and that is for Enyimba. Then so many other things happening. I don't want to talk about some things right now, but then you will get to know the details when we get into the sport talk in full. Of course, it is Talk Sport live on Global Television on this beautiful 4th day of February 2025. Let's go on a quick break. After this break, we'll have our guest join us all the way from the Federal Capital Territory as we talk sports together. I will be back after this break. back from that break. It is still TalkSport live on your screen. This is a global television, and of course, TalkSport is that time where we take you around the world of sport. Beginning from the home front this morning, Nigeria's hope of competing at the 2025 Confederation of African Football Under-17 African Cup of Nations AFCON in Morocco have been dashed. Why has it been dashed? With the Confederation of African Football CAF confirming that the Golden Eaglets have not really qualified. The five-time world champions who boast a record 10 appearances at the tournament were actually aiming to end their legacy, but they fell short in the qualifiers. Oh my God, I don't like this, Manu Garba side finished third at the WAFU B Under-17 Championship last year, winning the bronze medal after a 2-3 victory over Ghana. However, only the top two teams were able to secure automatic spot at the Morocco 2025 for leaving Nigeria out of the contention, and that is so heartbreaking. Nigerians will not be watching the Golden Eaglet. This is why it is painful right now. Let me just break it down a little bit. The reason why it is really painful for the Golden Eaglet. Playing this game will expose them to a whole lot. Getting clubs to play in outside the shores of Nigeria, and the possibility of moving from being a Golden Eaglet to become part of the Flying Eagles before you even get to the Super Eagles. But then not playing this is a minus for the Golden Eaglet. It means all their effort so far is somehow in vain. But then it is worth trying. At least it's so important that they even tried at all. That they didn't get it doesn't mean they will get it next time. They've been left out of the contention in recent weeks. Speculations actually arose that the Eaglets might still qualify due to a possible expansion of the competition to 16 teams. But then that didn't happen. Influenced by FIFA's recent changes, the Under-17 World Cup format was changed, and the speculation that there will be a change also in the number of teams that will be playing that game, but that didn't happen. However, CAF has now confirmed with a statement on Monday, that was yesterday, that the Under-17 African Cup of Nations will maintain its current 12-team structure, shutting the door on any late qualification, which is where Nigeria actually found themselves, and hopes for Nigeria that the anticipation for an expanded tournament was actually stemmed from FIFA's recent decision at its Bangkok Congress to increase African Under-17 World Cup slot to 10 teams for the 2025 FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Qatar, with the global competition expanding to 48 teams. Many believe CAF would adjust its qualification process to allow more African teams to complete and be part of the game. Despite these changes at the world level, CAF has opted to retain the 12-team format. Why should they retain it when there is a change at the top? There ought to be a change downstairs, and that will even make some people believe that maybe probably something is wrong somewhere, and that's the reason this team is not being expanded. Is it that they don't want Nigeria to play? I don't know, but then I think the decision is absolutely the right of CAF to make, and that's the decision they've made so far. As a matter of fact, this means that only the best performing nations from the regional qualification will make it to Morocco, and Nigeria, despite its rich history in youth football, will not be among them. The CAF Under-17 African Cup of Nations in Morocco 2025 will run from March 30th to April 19, serving as the gateway for teams aiming to secure a spot at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Qatar later that year. The draw for the tournament is expected to take place, and that's going to be happening later this month. This is so unfortunate. This is so not too good. This is not too good for the Golden Eaglet. But then this is where they found themselves. Well, that's why it is very important to make sense on time. If you have the opportunity, just try and make sense on time. There is no need perambulating, but then congratulations to all the winning teams, and of course hard luck to the Golden Eaglet for not being able to make it to this very, very fantastic competition. Moving away from there, let's still talk about things happening in Nigeria. Lobi Stars Football Club, what's happening? What's the problem? It wasn't a good one for Lobi Star yesterday during their game that was played in their first adopted home with a 1-0 loss to Enyimba. They actually lost that game. I'm talking about the nomadic Lobi Stars who recently migrated from Lafia Township Stadium to Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium in Bauchi, where they opened their newly adopted home ground with a loss to Enyimba, and that was yesterday evening. That game was played for close to 3 years now. Lobi Star have continued to move from one place to another in search of an alternative home ground following the prolonged renovation work on the traditional home ground, the Aperaku Stadium in Makurdi, Benue State. I think if there's anything that Governor Alia needs to hurry up in doing, even though there are some other projects going on in Benue State, is to make sure the Aperaku Stadium is being put in place so that Lobi Star can play their games at home, no matter the number of supporters clubs that they have. You know, this supporters club that will come to Aperaku Stadium, those supporters will be far more than the number of supporters that will follow them to their adopted home grounds, no matter what. And you know what that means when you're playing in your hometown, in your home ground. You know, the advantage is enormous, and of course that could even contribute to one or two things. But as it is right now, Lobi Star moved from Lafia Township Stadium and they now went to Tafawa Balewa Stadium in Bauchi State to adopt that ground again. I don't know why they actually left Lafia, which is closer to Makurdi. As a matter of fact, they lost that game 1-0 to Enyimba, who is firing from all cylinder. But unfortunately, as I speak to you, the Benue State government and the contractors are now I don't know, but then they are not doing what they need to do for this facility construction company. Also they need to hurry up their game, and they need to continue to trade blames. Trading blames is not what Nigerians need right now. What they need is renovation, but the pace is so slow, the work is so slow. Lobi Stars have already remained homeless. They don't have a home right now, and know how psychologically and emotionally that can actually affect our players. So after the poor result at the Lafia Stadium, including their 1-0 loss to Rivers United in week 3, Lobi Stars relocated to the Bauchi Stadium. But then I think I need to say something a little bit about this. If you're playing in National State and you're not getting it right, maybe probably because you couldn't get goals and you want to move from National State to go adopt Bauchi Stadium as your home ground, I don't think that will make any difference, because the same player who are playing in Lafia, that's National State, are still the same players that you are moving to the stadium in Bauchi State. So it's not all about the stadium. I think it's more about the players. If you can't get the goals here, you still go to Bauchi and you still lose, and that's exactly what happened yesterday between Lobi Stars Football Club and of course Enyimba. Well, Enyimba is firing from all cylinder. However, the coach Daniel Amokachi, you know, the bull who actually played for the Super Eagles, who is now the coach of the Nigeria, the Benue side, talking about Lobi Star. Two-third boys were actually stunned in their first match in Bauchi after they failed to respond to a first half goal by Ifeanyi Anthony Ikemewele, leading to their 11th defeat of the season. They've been defeated 11 times. That's to say there's no encouragement, there's no hope. They are even down the ladder. If you want to look at the MPFL table,
table right now. Lobby Star is deep down the ladder. Well, this is a great fall and a great disappointment to the Benue people. Still talking about the Nigerian Professional Football League, as we can even call it Nigeria Premier Football League. Let's talk about Bendel Insurance as they were able to climb up out of the drop zone. I think that's a good one for the Bendel Insurance team, and of course Enyimba and Rangers won their own games. Like I said just now, how Enyimba actually won their own game. But then Bendel Insurance were able to defeat Katsina United 1-0 at the Samuel Igbomodia Stadium in Benin City. That's playing at home yesterday to gain 3 valuable points that have actually moved the Benin Arsenal away from the relegation zone to 25 points, and of course 15th on the NPFL standings. Midfielder Julius Imelojo was the one who snatched the lone goal. Well, those games, if any game is tough, you will know from the goal margin. When it is 0-0 and 1-0 or maybe 2-1, you know that this is really a clash of the titans. It wasn't easy for either of the clubs, and as a matter of fact, the Insurance in the 27th minute were able to make it happen despite the visitor doing their pressing game and having a better possession. It was Insurance that actually missed great opportunities to actually kill the game in their first half, but it never did that. Well, that was an opportunity that was actually missed. The victory was a welcome reliever for coach Greg Ikonoba, who has been under pressure to revive the fortune of the Benin Arsenal. Elsewhere in Bauchi, like I said, Enyimba actually took the day, and it was a very wonderful one as they defeated their own counterpart, talking about the Lobby Star. Then in Ilorin, host Kwara United were 2 goals better than El Kanemi Warriors at the Ilorin Stadium. Wasiu Alalade opened the score sheet in the 29th minute, but then deep into the end of the match, Wasiu Jimo came on the bench to actually score the second goal on the dot of 90 minutes. Now that kind of goal they came past, 90 minutes on the dot when the final whistle is supposed to be blown, then somebody, your opponent, is scoring a goal to give you 2-0, man. That's so bad, and of course that was so unfortunate. So those games actually ended in 2-0 in favor of Kwara United, who actually played at home, despite the fact that home advantage actually have a place in these games. We don't need to forget about the fact that if you know how to play, you play well, because even if you don't know how to play, if they are playing in your home, you can still be defeated. We've seen that happen over and over and over again. Then let's also talk about grassroots football a little bit before we go on break. Let's intimate you that Pinnick back Southwest again to enhance sports development, which is very, very important. I'm talking about, anytime you hear Pinnick, remember that I'm referring to the former president of the Nigerian Football Federation, that is NFF, and he was also the FIFA Council member. Amaju Pinnick has already described the Southwest Game 2025 as one of the events Nigeria need to actually resuscitate its fortune in the world of sport. He described the championship as a groundbreaking platform for sports development and of course youth empowerment and economic growth in Nigeria. And that's what it means, because you empower the youths, you get them job, you get them engaged, they will not think of crime, they will not think of evil. The Southwest Games which will hold in Lagos will also feature the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Southwest Alliance Games, that is Bad Swag, as a key sub-tournament. Pinnick, in an endorsement later, address to some of the people like Pratagali Limited, the organizer of the game, said the initiative could be a catalyst for a new era of athletic excellence in Nigeria's Southwest region. I think this should be extended from just the Southwest to other parts of Nigeria, so that we can have all of this happening. Let's go on a quick break. After this break, when we return, we'll move from Nigeria and go to other parts of the world and see what is happening. Do you know where I am going to after now? I am going somewhere, and I'm going to be telling you about a Nigerian player who has been very, very good. And of course, I want to say he's been celebrated for a milestone appearance for Bayern Leverkusen. After this break, we return and talk sports. Will continue. More and more stories still coming on your way on Global Television. Stay with us. Straight to Bayern Leverkusen, where Boniface is being celebrated. As a matter of fact, it was a very wonderful one. Bayern Leverkusen have celebrated hitman Victor Boniface following his 50th appearance for the reigning Bundesliga champion. As a matter of fact, the striker yesterday made an impressive and enviable milestone. I call it impressive, not just impressive, it's also enviable, because this is what a lot of people actually couldn't do. And as a matter of fact, that saw him record a 15-minute opener in his club's 3-1 victory against visitors Hoffenheim, having netted his 8th goal of the season. Boniface was also in pole position to witness compatriot Gift Orban 62 minutes consolation strike, which wasn't enough to redeem coach Christian Uzal's hope. Reacting to this, the club via official Twitter handle this morning today celebrated his achievement by portraying his image with the caption 50 games for Bayern. Congratulations. Okay, all right, that's a very good one. Bayern 04, congratulations. That's Victor Boniface, bonfire. That's the name he was being called in Bayern Leverkusen, Boniface, and they call him bonfire. You know, when you are doing well, everyone want to celebrate you. Since arriving the club during the 2023-2024 season, the bulky striker has inspired the Xavi Alonso side to German Bundesliga title and of course Europa League silver medal. Congratulations to our own very Victor Boniface. Moving away from there, let's talk about Kelechi Iheanacho.
Iheanacho. According to the information coming to us on TalkSport this morning, Iheanacho completes medical ahead unveiling Super Eagles striker Kelechi Iheanacho as he completes his medical with a championship side, talking about Middlesbrough, and that was yesterday ahead of his unveiling for a lone mover until he end the season. According to the information coming from the media, and that's the information available to us on TalkSport this morning, the 20-year-old Nigerian international has agreed to join the 2004 EFL Cup winners, with Michael Carrick's side having the option to make the transfer permanent in the summer. According to the information reaching us, Middlesbrough will already cover nearly the entire 2 million euros that Iheanacho is still owed by Sevilla for the remainder of the campaign. Iheanacho endured a difficult spell in, of course, Spain since joining Sevilla from Leicester City last summer, failing to score in 9 La Liga appearances, failing to make a move. His only goal for the club came in the Copa del Rey, where he actually netted 3 times. The arrival of fellow Nigerian forward Ako Adams from Udoba in Benue State from Montpellier further limited Iheanacho's chances of at the Ramon Sanchez Rizwan Stadium. He has not a future for Sevilla since the January transfer window opened due to transfer speculation and, of course, a minor injury with the Spanish club, making it clear he is not part of the long-term plans. The former Manchester City striker turned down offer from Greek club PAOK and, of course, Panathinaikos, as well as Italian side Venezia, in favor of the turning to England. He want to return to England, and that's a potential move to Scottish champion Celtic, which would have reunited him with former Leicester boss. Talking about Brendan Rodgers also fell through. Iheanacho will now hope to at least rediscover his scoring tough at the Riverside Stadium, 7th place. Middlesbrough chase promotion to the Premier League title. Well, it's a very wonderful one. The arrival of Adams Ako actually made a very huge difference right there. It was a very fantastic one. That is a young lad, one young lad that is making a whole lot of move for his club right now. And as a matter of fact, it is so good that this is actually happening from Nigeria. And of course, a lot of Nigerians are looking forward to so many things happening with our international players as they ply their trades outside the shores of the country. You know, someone may be wondering, oh my God, these players are so fantastic, why are they not playing for the Super Eagles? Some of them, somebody like Ako Adams. Ako Adams is a very formidable player, and of course, if you see him in the field of play, you know that this is a gift to Nigeria from Udoba in Obadibu local government area of Benue State, where the young lad have actually made a marker for the people. But then I think it is high time Ako Adams is being invited to play in the Super Eagles. If he's making good waves outside the shores of Nigeria, why not? He can be invited and also play for the Super Eagles. Congratulations to Ako Adams and the people of Udoba in Obadibu local government area of Benue State. Your son is doing very well, and I think that is to tell you that football is paying off. Moving away from there, Akpom will make us stronger. This is coming from Lille Boss, French League One side, Lille President Oliver Lentang believe that the new signing Chuba Akpom will strengthen the team after securing the strikers services on loan from Ajax until the end of the season. According to the information available to TalkSport, the 29-year-old Nigerian born striker joined Lisa down with at least an option for a permanent transfer after undergoing a medical on Saturday and watching their 4-1 home victory against St. Anthony. It is with great pleasure
that we announced that the arrival of Chuba, we have been following him for a very long time, and of course he has played in big clubs, and of course his experience in European competition. Later, the coach is the one saying that. And of course, moving away from there, we have a lot going down this morning. Time is moving very fast. Let's get to other stories as the transfer deadline day is drawing very close. Arsenal failed to bring in new players. What is happening? What's the problem with Arsenal? What's happening? All right, maybe they feel they are doing very well and they don't need any player right now to actually come into the fore. But then some of the players and the fans are saying they need some players to actually come in. But then the deadline is drawing very close. Arsenal failed to sign any player on transfer deadline. As a matter of fact, transfer deadline day, despite speculations, Ghana boss Mikel Arteta admitted his squad was very short. Arteta's remarks came following injury to Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Jesus, but the Spaniard did not even add a single player to his team squad as the January window closed on Monday night. Yesterday night, the window actually closed. Of course, I don't know. The window is closed. Let's not even talk about the door, because the door was even closed before the window was closed. That's just by the way. But then I think Arsenal couldn't get any player, but I don't know if that is good enough for the Arteta club. Well, they are firing from all cylinders, that you can't take away. But then what about the injury that has befallen the club? Bukayo Saka is sidelined because of injury. And same thing is happening to Gabriel Jesus. So some players need to be there who have the same capacity, who have the same at least quality, so that they can be replaced. The reason why some clubs actually have a substitute is so that if any of the key players sustain injury, you will have someone to actually come take their place. The window is closed yesterday evening. That was Monday night, but then they couldn't get any player. Arsenal being focused on making a new signing in the summer. However, Manchester United legend Gary Neville believes they can still win the Premier League title. You know, before now, Arsenal have this issue of near Sussex syndrome. They will get very close, but they will never win it. But then I think the table may take a turn this time. Everyone is wishing Arsenal. They say, well, Arsenal have tried. They are always going very close, but never getting it. But this time, the case might be different. They may be able to get it. According to what he said he do think they can win it, and it is a long shot, but there is a long way to go. It's a long shot and there's a long way to actually go. That's Neville actually talking right there. Injury again. Major injury to Liverpool, which is not something anyone would want. Neville is actually saying Arsenal currently sit in second place with 50 points, 6 behind Liverpool. Liverpool and of course Arsenal are the ones struggling for the Premier League this time. Where's Chelsea? Ask me, I don't know. Where's Manchester United? Go to the table and check where they are. Where's Manchester City? Manchester City will tell you we have won it over and over and over and over again. So let's just give other people, you know, fans, they have mouth, they can talk, they can say so many things. Well, that's a consolation. They've actually won it back to back to back, and of course, if any other club wins it this time, it will be bad. Still in the world of transfer right here, Bayern Munich said on Monday, that was yesterday, that they extended the contract of their long-standing goalkeeper Manuel Neuer to the end of the 2025-26 season. That's good. That's good. I think I love this. The announcement actually put an end to the speculation about Noah's future at the club where his contract was set to expire at the end of the current campaign. Noah, who was actually made over 500 appearances for the Bavarian Giants, was the best goalkeeper. A lot of us know what he can do. The best goalkeeper of his generation, and Bayern icon, sporting chief talking about Max Ebel said this in a statement, but then you can actually differ in opinion, but that is the credit given to Noah. The club were delighted that Noah would stay on for what will be his 15th season with Bayern after joining from domestic rival Schalke in 2011. That's great for me. Yeah, that's great. All right, still in the world of transfer, we're bringing you more story this morning from the world of transfer. Why I chose Aston Villa over other clubs. Who is saying this? This coming from Rashford, of course. Rashford's time in Manchester United was no longer juicy. It was no longer interesting anymore. Marcus Rashford had to leave to join Aston Villa on loan from Manchester United, and this happened on Sunday. The England international will remain at Aston Villa until the end of the season. His loan deal included the option to buy at £40 million. However, before the move to Villa, Rashford was linked with the likes of AC Milan, Napoli, Dortmund, and of course Barcelona. Writing on Instagram, the 27-year-old said his best decision to choose Villa ahead of other clubs was because he admired the way Unai Emery's side has been playing the season and also their manager's ambition, talking about Unai Emery. And he said he would like to thank Manchester United and Aston Villa for making his loan deal happen. Oh, Manchester United, thank you for making me leave you guys. I'm so happy that I left. That is Rashford talking right there. He said he was lucky to have a few clubs approach him, but Aston Villa was an easy decision for him, and he said he really admired the way that Aston Villa played their game this season and the manager's ambition, and of course that's the reason he actually chose Aston Villa over other clubs. But if you ask me, Barcelona, well, Barcelona is a club that anyone would want to play for, but then it's not how far, it's how well. That's how the game goes. Let's still talk about some things happening from the world of transfer this morning, as of course the transfer deadline. Man City, biggest EPL spender. Man City don't really joke. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about Man City right here, Pep Guardiola's side. They are the highest spender in January with £60 million. My God, that's big money. That deal was for Gonzalez. The Manchester City agreed a deal with FC Porto for midfielder Nicolas. That's for Nicolas, of course. Nicolas Gonzalez on transfer deadline day. That was on Monday night, becoming the Premier League side with the biggest outlay this January. City brought in Gonzalez in the final of the winter window. The Premier League champions were initially unwilling to meet the release clause. That was the first time they were unwilling. But then, when you need a player and you know this player is coming to make a difference, why not? Get him in, no matter how expensive it is. And that was exactly what they did. That was what happened. But then we're waiting to see the result. Where the end will justify the means. That's what it means. And evidence is the end of every argument. Now that he has come into the club, let's see how far it's really going to go with him and the club. And of course, Porto had been unwilling to reduce the valuation because part of the payment will be owed to Gonzalez from club. Talking about Barcelona, the Spaniard move to Portugal from La Liga in 2023, and the payment owed to Barcelona if Gonzalez joins a new club could be as high as 40% of the total transfer fee, and that's the reason that money is that high. Well, I'm about rounding up, but then there are other things that we need to know from the world of transfer this morning. Nwachukwu still move to Sheffield United. I'm talking about the Nigerian winger Christian Nwachukwu. These are players we don't see play in the Super Eagles oftentimes. Most of the times they don't get invited. Sometimes they sit on the bench, and he has joined Sheffield United from Bulgarian club. Talking about Boldev Nwachukwu joined the Blades for an undisclosed fee. Well, he's just 19 years old, so He's got so much in front of him. Moving away from there, let's go to other things happening from the world of sport this morning. As I'm rounding off right now, our time is never enough when it comes to sport. 100 career goal, it's becoming annoying. People are talking about it too much. Who is saying this? This is a statement that came from Cristiano Ronaldo. He said, hey, come on. People are talking about the fact that I score 1,000 goals in my career. The Portugal star Cristiano Ronaldo has said that. They talk about him hitting a 1,000 career goal is now becoming annoying. The football legend actually said he was not obsessed about achieving that feat. It's not a bad thing that I got to that feat, that I was able to score 1,000 goals. The sporting man of Manchester United, he played in Manchester United before. He also played in Real Madrid, and Juventus superstar already has 923 goals from 1,261 games that he has played in his career so far. My God, that's a big one. He said at the moment, the only footballer in the history of the game that have scored over 90 official goals is Cristiano Ronaldo. Sometimes you want to do the comparison, Cristiano Ronaldo here, Lionel Messi here, who is the real man? And you begin to put one or two together and you become confused who to choose. But then the fans will always say, well, let's go for Cristiano Ronaldo if they are Cristiano Ronaldo fans, and if they are Lionel Messi's fan, they'll say let's go for Lionel Messi. As a matter of fact, this is going to be the size of Talk Sport this morning. Time is not on our side when we're doing sport. Time is never enough. Don't worry, tomorrow we'll return again for another edition of Talk Sport, where we bring you to 4 with everything happening from the world of sport. Keep enjoying yourself. I'm here, a good fan. Support your club, support your players, and that is what the game is. Try as much as possible to be a good sport lover. Try and do one exercise every day. It's profitable. All right. Bye bye for now, and have a beautiful day. My name is Ramsey Enoch.